Hi guys, just a quick video here to start off the year. So I'm going to be going over the current accounts that I have right now, what strategy sort of changes that I'm making, and my risk management going on for the year, and my journaling, and how I'm going to study the charts for this year. First, start by going over a small recap over last year. Basically, last year I think it was a really big learning year. Some of you guys might know that I started learning trading. I came across it at the end of 2021. I learned a little bit about supply and demand, support and resistance, and all the retail concepts, chart patterns and all that at the end of 2022. That's when I started sort of diving a little bit into trading, but I never really took it very seriously. I dabbled into other things like drop shipping and all that in 2023. Towards the end of 2022 and 2023, I was just basically doing a little bit of trading, not a lot, putting like a few $100s here and there, and I never really blew any of my accounts. I had it in drawdown, but I've never blown it. And at that time, it was more about chart patterns, support and resistance and stuff. But yeah, that wasn't really very clear for me. So then at the end of 2023, that's when I found ICT concepts, and that's when I started learning about it. So 2024 was really that year where I fully learned only about ICT, and I developed an ICT like strategy and that sort of market lens. I honestly thought at the start of 2024 that I would be profitable by the end of 2024, but I'm not quite there yet. But I would say it feels like I'm almost there. I'm not losing as much, and at the end of the year I realized it's a bit about psychology. It's also a bit of lack of understanding on the higher time frames. So that's where it came down to. So over just the past month, basically I was just studying a lot on the higher time frames, and yeah, doing a lot of chart collections and all that. So that's what I've been doing. Right now, I wouldn't say I'm 100% profitable yet, but I have a strategy. I know it's working, and it's just about implementing that strategy properly, being more familiar with it. But in terms of my accounts, right now I'm trading NQ and EU. So I have a Forex account and I have a futures account. I have one futures challenge still ongoing on Top Step, and I have 3 Forex accounts. One is my live account, a $2,500 account. It's in slight drawdown right now. I think it's around like 2,300 around there, so around $200 drawdown, around 10%. That was a gradual drawdown throughout the whole of last year, and it's usually more of like 2% drawdown each month. So that's why it led to around 10%-ish drawdown. And then I have another 2 accounts, one on Alpha Capital Group that I bought, and one on Funding Traders that I was basically given that account to try it out, to test it out basically, because they saw me on my TikTok, and they reached out to me. So I'm testing that account out right now, and both of them are around break even. So I will be documenting more about my accounts and more about my specific trades this year. I do aim to post every single trade, but I might miss a few here and there, I'm not sure, but the aim is to post all of them. That's in regards to the accounts. In regards to the strategy, it's mostly going to be the same, but one thing that I'm changing up is following the trend more. One thing that I realized towards the end of the year, in around August, September, or October, one of the biggest mistakes that I did was just not following the trend properly. I was always trying to counter trade it. So a little adjustment that I've made is just identifying higher time frames and following the trend instead of trying to predict retracements. So yeah, following order flow, looking at change in state of delivery and stuff like that. I'll go into strategy more in my recap videos, but yeah, in terms of risk management, it's still going to be the same, risking 1% for, or maybe 0.5% for my funder challenges, but 1% on my personal account. And basically the aim is just to pass challenges and then fund my personal account this year. I'll still most likely be trading more on funded challenges this year though, but yeah, I will probably not trade my personal accounts as much and probably focus more on funded accounts this year. but we'll see how it goes, and I'll see how my psychology goes. And if my psychology performs better on a personal account, then I might switch to a personal account instead. And in terms of journaling, I actually got gifted I actually got gifted a journal right here, so I'm going to be journaling every single one of my trades, and I'm going to be keeping a closer eye on when I lose, when I win, and my win rate and my risk to reward. For the first few months, or the first couple 10 20 trades maybe of this year, I'm going to be aiming for a 1 to 2, so it's going to be a strict 1 to 2 risk to reward trade. Yeah, even if the low that I'm aiming for is more than 1 to 2, I'm just going to aim for a strict 1 to 2 and look at how it plays out. But in terms of my actual trading management, I'm actually going to just take it off at 1 to 2 just to get past that profitability point. My aim right now is for a 50% win rate and for a 1 to 2% risk reward. So that will put me at profitable. And I think last year, one of the things was just I kept taking small losses here and there. So even with a 1 to 4 or a 1 to 3 risk to reward, like the small losses keep chipping away at my profits. So that's why I keep ending up at slightly below break even. So that's what I'm going to do with journaling. I'm going to be tracking those metrics a bit more closely and taking it more seriously. And in terms of my study, I am just going to be studying my losses a bit more. Over the past months, I was studying a lot about hindsight. I was looking at like hindsight trades and looking over the charts in hindsight, trying to train my eye to identify things, but they're only in hindsight. So as I live trade more, it's going to be testing my eye even more, I guess, like to look at them in real time. And then in terms of my study, I'm going to be studying my losses a lot over this coming month and the next month, probably studying my past losses and studying any upcoming losses that I have, learning to like sort of deal with them, but also learning to identify where the losses can be reduced, because I know a lot of my issues come from small unnecessary losses. So I want to be identifying those and getting rid of those and being comfortable with those losses where it's just natural. And I want to be able to identify where the losses are just because of chance and where the losses are because of my own psychology or my own mistakes. For now, it's just about getting that consistency and like being more confident in myself, I guess, being more confident in my trades. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, then subscribe already for more transparent trades and all that. And this year I'm also going to be aiming to make more videos about my thoughts, or just vlogs, or any other side videos that I want to make. I'll probably make those as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.